Hello, this is going to be a really quick video on how to put the small internals as well as all of these centerpieces back into your Galaxy 8x8 just in case you've had a pop or you need to replace any of the things and you took it apart and blah blah blah, so forth and so forth. So the first step that we need to actually do with the Galaxy 8x8 is, I've already done this, but loosen up a few of the sides just to allow for a little bit more play with the puzzle, because the first thing we're actually going to need to do is take out some of the parts. So I've applied some tape all around the back side of this puzzle, and on the left side I'm going to go ahead and start off by taking off these 6 edges right here, and I'm going to apply a little bit more tape right up in front so then these centers don't move up once I take out this. But we can't tape this up first because then you don't have that play that you need to actually remove the edges to begin with. So we'll just go ahead and take these out, and to take them out you're just gonna have to spread them out and then turn this counterclockwise a little bit motion, because the pieces are shaped like hooks, so you just want to unhook them. So repeat that opposite side, this time in a clockwise motion, just unhooking all the pieces all in the same go. And I'm going to go ahead and apply my tape up here in the center so these guys don't move up and down, because that is annoying when that happens. So a little bit of tape right up in front as well. All right, so now that we have removed those edges, we can start putting pieces into the puzzle. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is try to deal with these. You see these little rings? There's 2 of them inside of the puzzle. So we need to actually get those rings raised up. So the way to do that is actually starting off with the larger of the 2 internals that are inside the puzzle, which are these ones right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to apply it, get this one in the back first. So actually it might be easier if we get the one right up in front, because we already have all this room to play around with it. I'm also going to use the screwdriver in this case to kind of help me lift that centerpiece up. So there we go, it's up. Just try to hold that in place like that. So I've raised that bottom ring up a little bit, and that will allow us the necessary room to slot that into place. So you know what, I'm gonna do it on this side first. As soon as you get one in there, it'll hold itself up and then the rest will be easy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like this. So what you need to do is kind of hook it underneath that center ring. And this is why we loosen the puzzle, because we actually really need that play to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up from this side because this part is taped up, this part isn't, so I'll have a little bit more room here. So just go ahead and drop that in. Try to just push that guy in. Okay. All right, so that's the first bit. So now we're kind of holding it up with a piece. Now we need to kind of push the piece a little bit to get it slotted in. There we go. There we go. So that's in. Now that ring is being held up by that larger internal part. So that's what we want with this puzzle. Now we're gonna go ahead and repeat that for the other 3 of those larger internal parts. Now there are more internal parts with this, it's just, this is what I have disassembled right now. So we'll take this, we're gonna go ahead and do the other side now. Just the one opposite of it. See, you're pushing it down. Maybe I'll do it from do the front one first, because there's also room up in front. Come on, here we go. There we go. Push that in like that, just like that. Next, the one in the back. That might be a little bit difficult because everything's taped up. But again, we're just trying to get underneath the rings. I want to see if I could show this to you like this, where we're just trying to get underneath the ring here. So here, I'm having a little bit of trouble putting it in the back. I didn't tape up this set of edges, so I should be able to just take this out as well. There we go. So now we have a little bit of room to kind of position that in through here. Okay. There we go. It's sort of in. And again, we just want to position it so it kind of just sits properly in place. There we go, like that. So, like that. All right, last one. We have a little bit of room on the left side because we're missing these edges. See, this guy moved. I'm just gonna push him back with my screwdriver. Let's see, where is the last of the large internal bits? It's this one right here. We have some room over here, and we're just trying to, again, hook it underneath. See that gap right here? That's where we want to hook this piece underneath, like this end. So like this. Okay, I'm using my screwdriver to kind of help guide it in. Oops. I'll jump there. There we go. Felt it kind of slide underneath here, and now we're just going to try to coerce it into place. Now it's sticking up a little bit funny. That's okay. Just going to go ahead and try to just, there we go. Kind of just snaps into place like that. All right, with that done, the rest of the assembly should actually be relatively easy. I'm going to go ahead and put these edges back in because that's the hard part done. So I'll put these edges back in. Okay. And if any of those move, we just kind of put it back in like this. There we go. There we go. So the larger of the internals are now in place. Those shouldn't move around too much. The rest of it should actually be somewhat easier because these guys will slide in relatively easily by lifting this guy up like that. And we're just gonna kind of drop it into place properly like this. Whoops. Come on. Get in there. There we go. Okay. There we go. Like that. Okay. So it's really loose in there. That's okay, because once we put the other ones in there, it should hold everything up properly. Do this side now. Okay. Again, really loose. That's okay. Oops. That's wrong. Just realized that's wrong. So these... Nope, that's right. Never mind. Okay, so a little wrong here. So these two need to go in together. So we have this one where it's square and this one with like a little wing. So these will stack on top of each other. Like that. Then we put it in. Yeah, so did that a little bit wrong. That's okay. So lift the ring up. Put this in. Like that. And then just try to get underneath the ring here. Again, using a screwdriver, kind of just push it in. Definitely helps. But we don't want to apply too much force that it breaks the internal bits. Okay. Trouble here. Okay, one more try. So lifting up the ring, setting those down. Okay, now it looks like it's in place. twisting it slowly into place. There we go. Cool. So they should go together like that inside of the puzzle. So repeat that for the other three. I'm gonna do the opposite side one first, so it adds a little bit of tension. Keep that other one that we just installed in. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and just hold it in place by pinching it. And then these guys, we're gonna slip underneath that top ring. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I got the let's see. Okay. Let's try that again. Top ring. And we're just gonna push it in. Okay, that's underneath the ring. And if I push this in, it should firmly click. There we go. All right. 2 more down. 4 more to go. So these two, again, a square one and one with a wing. Put them on top of each other like this. Slide it underneath here. Now that there's a little bit of support, it should actually just snap into place. Yeah, perfect. All right, one more pair. Just fine. There it is. Cool. One more pair. Stack them on top of each other like that. Put it underneath the ring. Firm click. That's what we're looking for. Just stack them together. Push it underneath. Oh no. Try again. There we go. From here, we can start filling in the actual centerpieces themselves, and I'm gonna remove some tape eventually, but not right now. So we're gonna start off with the centermost center. So it looks like this guy. We're gonna go ahead and put that in like that. It can sit loosely in there, that's no problem. And next we're gonna look for the things that go around it. Here's one of those pieces. So put that right here. I'm also gonna go ahead and look for the other one to put on top of it, like that. Next, we're gonna look for one of these inner corners. Oh no. These inner corners. Put that in with the rest of them. Kind of like this. Like that. We're just gonna hold that in place. We're gonna get one of these, the ones that go on the outside now. Put that in through the back like that. And if any of those centers move, don't panic. Just take your time. Do this nice and carefully and slowly. Okay. Put that in because we can fix that later. No problem. They're already in place. Getting them fixed later is not an issue. Okay. Next is this piece. We're gonna put it right here. We're gonna get another one of these pieces. Oh, hair in the way. Out here, hair. Put this in like, see how it's a bit of a mess. That's okay. There we go. Like that. And because the cube is still really loose, you can actually just sort of jam this in like this. So I'm not gonna worry about this one too much until we get to like the last like 2 quarters that we need to assemble. Just do this carefully because these guys are long and they might get damaged because the longer it is, the weaker the piece becomes. All right, I'm gonna actually use the screwdriver to kind of push that stock in deeper into the cube. Just so we're just not pushing at the very end of it to damage the piece. Or you could have put this in first, Jules. That would have helped. Okay, so I got those in, and the centers look like a mess, but these guys should just kind of fall into place with each other very, very easily. So this one goes here, this one needs to go like this, like that. And there we go. Everything's held in place. So you see how those little internals moved? We're just gonna use a screwdriver, kind of push them back into place, like this, and hold those centers in place. So next up, we're gonna occupy this space. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put that corner in first because I noticed that there's actually a lot of issues when you put the other pieces in first. So I'm gonna start off with this one. Just do whatever order is actually makes sense to you. So use a little bit of play on this one. Okay, I'm gonna cut the tape a little bit so I can get a little bit of movement here, because I need this to kind of spread apart a little bit more. Okay, so this is a little bit difficult because we need to get it into where this screwdriver is going into, like that. All right, I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of tape here as well. We need the extra movement, the extra flexibility now. And maybe here and here. Okay, so that should give me enough room to get this sorted. One more. Okay. This in. If it's not going in smoothly, don't force it. You're going to break something. Okay, so I need some flexibility going upwards. So I'm gonna just cut the tape a little bit, get that flexibility I need. Dang. Stop being annoying, Cube. Okay. I'm just gonna take these off. Okay. There we go, that's more like it. Aha. That's definitely more like it. So I'm just spreading it apart so I can make some space. Hopefully this guy will just slide in. But he's being a little bit stubborn. There we go. Ah, there we go. Cool. You know what? I'm gonna take off some more of this tape just so we got a little more movement. Okay, there we go. Now we can occupy. I'm gonna start off with this guy. That goes into here. Again, you can see these internals moving. They should be in place already, so you don't need to worry about them moving too much. Okay, put this one here. Come on. Okay, like that. Next one. Try to hook it in there. Use my screwdriver, push that in. Oh. There we go. Like that. Go ahead and where's that piece I'm looking for? This one. which goes above this one right here. Hook it right up on top. Get that in. And we just want to make sure that it's not biting into anything else weird. There we go. It's in. I use my screwdriver to kind of just push the little feet in place. Get that to snap into place like that. Next looks like one of the inner corner pieces. So one of these guys. Again, we're just hooking it through the gap here. Okay. And we're gonna put the pieces that go around this, which is, nope, the opposite one. Nope, the opposite one, this one. Okay, just go to the other side. Screwdriver, kind of just help push it in. Dang it. Dang it. Okay, that should do it. Push that in. And we want to get this underneath this one. So, are you gonna go in? Wait, no, that's wrong. Yeah, that was wrong. This one needs to go next to this guy. So, do this. We're gonna move one of those inner centers just so I have some space here. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to spread apart the cube so I have a little wiggle room here. So this one sits on top of the centermost. Okay, great. Next is this one. Putting this in. Trying to squeeze this behind like that. Good. And last is this one. Okay, great. So that's another quarter done. Just gonna move these small internals back into place. I'm gonna move these guys to the right as much as I can because we're gonna work on this one next. So we'll start off with the center, or the outer corner this time, because that was actually, as long as it took, a lot easier. I'm trying to force this and potentially breaking it. There we go. Easy. So I already demonstrated it, so I'm just gonna do this as fast as I can now. Oops. Messed up. Yeah, oh yeah, messed up a little bit. It's okay. All right, that's another quarter done. Last bit. That one, let's just put in the corner first. Save some headaches. I'm gonna take this guy out first. Yeah, definitely do the outer corner first. Okay, now we're gonna fill it in. Oops, that's the wrong one. This one's the one I need. There's a few more pieces left. Okay, 3 more left. Of course, I drop it. Of course, I nearly ran it over in my chair. Okay. Last 2. Definitely the smaller one first. Save some headaches. And where's the last piece? I cannot find that last piece. Oh my goodness. Okay, the opposite of that one. Aha, okay, cool. Replacement piece. Alright, spread it apart, make some space, put that guy in. There we go, use my screwdriver just to help it get in there. There we go. From here, just take off the tape, retighten the puzzle, and you should be all set. And that is a really long, drawn-out video on how to put internals and centers back into a Galaxy 8x8.